Good evening, I'm Roger Kendra Thompson, and this evening I'll be here with you doing a Monday night request show. And just to let you guys be aware, school opens as of next week, so I would not be doing too many broadcasts. I'll be doing a broadcast on Monday evening, but it would not be subsistent as it would be since school is open as my last year. We're going to be listening to I Dare You by Destra, and then we're going to prepare for our major news package.
Boy, bring the wine, the waste, my time, come test my wine. I dare you, from front, behind. Boy, I don't mind, come test my wine. I dare you. All night you're watching me in the party, boy. Every time I wine, you're watching me, boomsy boy. Man, you're looking buzzardy every time I start shaking it. I know you really want to jam up on me. Well, tonight I'm in the mood. I want to wine and behave rude. So anything you want to do, I dare you. Yes, tonight I'm in the mood. I want to wine and behave rude. So anything you want to do, I dare you. If you wanna hold me round my waist, I dare you. Come and take a taste, I dare you. Trouble in the place, I dare you. If you wanna hold me from behind, I dare you. Come and test my wine, I dare you. Tickle down my spine, I dare you. Baby, I know you're waiting a long time. Marking it, front or behind, I say I go take the grind. Bouncing it, do what you want to do, honey, I don't mind. Make it quick. If you only hesitate, is the next in line. 'Cause tonight I'm in the mood. I want to wine and behave rude. So anything you want to do, I dare you. Yes, tonight I'm in the mood. I want to wine and behave rude. So anything you want to do, I dare you. If you want to hold me round my waist, I dare you. Come and take a taste, I dare you. Trouble in the place, I dare you. If you want to hold me from behind, I dare you. Come and test my wine, I dare you. Tickle down my spine, I dare you. Boy, bring the wine, the waste, my time, come test my wine. I dare you. From front, behind. Boy, I don't mind, come test my wine. I dare you. You say I have the wine that you're longing for. Challenge it. I know that you're anxious and you can't wait no more. Come with it. Man, give me everything that you have in store. Boy, don't stick. This is the chance that you have been waiting for. 'Cause tonight I'm in the mood. I want to wine and behave rude. Man, anything you want to do, I dare you. 'Cause tonight I'm in the mood. I want to wine and behave rude. So anything you want to do, I dare you. If you want to hold me round my waist, I dare you. Come and take a taste, I dare you. Trouble in the place, I dare you. If you want to hold me from behind, I dare you. Come and test my wine, I dare you. Tickle down my spine, I dare you. Boy, bring the wine, the waste, my time, come test my wine. I dare you. From front, behind. Boy, I don't mind, come test my wine. I dare you. If you want to hold me round my waist, I dare you. Come and take a taste, I dare you. Trouble in the place, I dare you.
Presenting the major news package for August 27th, I am Roger Kendra Thompson. In our headlines, the Honorable Hensley Daniel resigned as Minister of Government in the Nevis Island Administration, and the judgment in the Court of Appeal with the election petition case verdict has been handed down. In light of the judgment handed down today, Monday, August 27th, by the Court of Appeal in the local election petition, the Honorable Hensley Daniel, who served as Minister of Health, Social and Gender Affairs, has tendered his resignation. More would be given in our subsequent news package. The verdict in the Court of Appeal matter between the Appellant, the Honorable Joseph Parry, and the respondent, the Honorable Mark Brantley of the Concerned Citizens Movement, has been in his favor. The election petition was called due to the illegal removal of over 200 names on the voters list. Statements would be released in our latest news package, so stay tuned. We now link with NPR for international news.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh. Another insider attack in Afghanistan today. This one left 2 American soldiers dead. As NPR's Larry Abramson reports, coalition forces are struggling to stop so-called green-on-blue attacks.
42 Western troops have died in Afghanistan in insider attacks this year, most of them Americans. The International Security Assistance Force says a member of the Afghan National Army turned his weapon against the 2 Americans, killing them. Western troops shot back, killing the attacker. Last week, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Martin Dempsey met with military leaders in Afghanistan to discuss the rash of insider attacks. Western military leaders continue to say the number of attacks is still relatively small compared to the 120,000 foreign troops in the country. Larry Abramson, NPR News.
Tropical Storm Isaac has delivered another setback to Haitians who are still recovering from a spate of natural disasters in recent years. The storm that killed at least 20 people in that country and neighboring Dominican Republic caused flash floods and threatens to trigger deadly mudslides. Haiti's First Lady Sophia Martelly told NPR's Michelle Martin, host of Tell Me More, that the storms made access to remote areas of Haiti far more difficult.
In the outskirts, where we have road issues already, even prior to Isaac, with the passage of Isaac, the road is definitely somewhat blocked in certain areas. But I would say the majority of roads are open to vehicles.
Red Cross workers say the storm toppled scores of tents that were housing hundreds of thousands of survivors of the 2010 earthquake. Tropical Storm Isaac is moving closer to the U.S. Gulf Coast and could make landfall almost 7 years to the day that Hurricane Katrina caused widespread devastation. Because of the rains and threats of stronger winds, offshore energy production has been disrupted. Also, the Republican National Convention has canceled tonight's opening session in Tampa. A new poll finds President Obama and his GOP challenger Mitt Romney running neck and neck. The Washington Post ABC News poll shows Romney with a 1% lead among registered voters. NPR's Craig Wyndham reports that is well within the margin of error and nearly unchanged since last month.
The survey finds the economy remains the dominant issue of the presidential campaign, with 72% of voters saying it will be a major factor in their choice of a candidate. Mr. Romney holds a 7-point lead on that issue, but President Obama has an equivalent lead in terms of which candidate is seen as having a better understanding of the financial problems Americans are facing. Voters give Mr. Romney a clear edge regarding dealing with the federal budget deficit, but Mr. Obama has a 34% lead when voters were asked which candidate is more friendly and likable. Craig Wyndham, NPR News, Washington.
Dow's up 3 points at 13,161. This is NPR. The California slaughterhouse that was accused of using inhumane methods on its animals is being allowed to reopen. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has given Hanford's Central Valley the go-ahead to resume operations today, amid pressure from 3 Central California congressmen who cited the need to get people back to work. Central Valley, which reportedly employs about 450 people, was shut down a week ago after a controversial video surfaced. It showed sick or lame cows being beaten or shocked into walking to slaughter. The National Transportation Safety Board has issued the findings of its investigation into the fatal crash at last year's National Championship air races in Reno, Nevada. From member station KUNR in Reno, Michael Haggerty has details.
NTSB investigators say screws and flaps that helped stabilize the modified P-51 Mustang were too loose and showed years of wear, causing one of them to break loose under the stress of flying at high speeds. That caused pilot Jimmy Leeward to lose control and crash into the stands at last September's event, killing himself and 10 others and injuring more than 60. The problem was noted in a pre-race inspection, but there's nothing to confirm it was ever fixed. In response, the Reno Air Racing Association is changing its inspection process and moving the racecourse farther from spectators at this year's event, just over 2 weeks away. For NPR News, I'm Michael Haggerty in Reno.
Hertz is acquiring rival Dollar Thrifty. The more than $2 billion deal announced last night still needs approval from the Federal Trade Commission. U.S. stocks mixed with the Dow down a fraction of a point at 13,158, NASDAQ up 8, and the S&P 500 gaining 3 points. This is NPR News.
You were just listening to the Major News Package and the Major News Package from NPR News Limited. Up next we have Heavy Bumper. Enjoy.
Let's ride. The heavy tea bumper. Away the heavy tea bumper. Away the heavy tea bumper, girl. The heavy tea bumper. The heavy tea bumper. The heavy tea bumper. Hey. Oh man, can't mash up my structure. Jump in the girl with the heavy tea bumper. The heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea bumper, girl. They can't mash up the system. Touch your waist, they end up in problem. The heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea. Can't pop my gun up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl. Make your waist and roll like thunder, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl. Make your waist and roll like thunder, girl. Make me man them want it. Turn around your bumper and flaunt it. In your low rise jeans bumper, look at me and have man behaving real drastic. No, move over skinny bumper, girl. Move over narrow bumper, girl. Flat bumper get left behind, kill them with the heavy tea wine. No man, can't mash up the structure. Jump in the girl with the heavy tea bumper. The heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea bumper, girl. They can't mash up the system. Touch your waist, they end up in problem. The heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea. Can't come up and up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl. Make your waist and roll like thunder, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl, up. Load the heavy structure, girl. Make your waist and roll like thunder, girl. Most man can't ride with it, so they get parked up one side with it. So they can't hold on, so they can't stay long, so they slip, slip, slip and slide with it. Move over skinny bumper, girl. Move over narrow bumper, girl. Flat bumper get left behind, kill them with the heavy tea wine. No man, can't mash up the structure. Jump in the girl with the heavy tea bumper. The heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea, heavy tea bumper,
Ladies and gentlemen, we will not be doing the full show this evening because I'm not feeling very well. So, just going to be about a half an hour. So I hope you guys enjoy.